Hey everyone, Kelly here with today's Hip Tips. And I am coming to you from my laundry room because today's hip tip is about laundry. I'm going to walk you through 5 quick steps on how to do the laundry, but I want to let you know that this is part 1 of 2 parts. The first part is about the washing machine, and the second part is about the dryer. And if you already have a system in place on how to do the laundry, then awesome. I have a few tips in here that might help, but otherwise, keep doing your thing. For those of you who have never done the laundry before or only do parts of the laundry, I want to show you the full process of it so that maybe you can try to do it too. Now, the first step that I do is gather and sort. I gather all of my clothes. It can be socks, underwear, shorts, tops, all of that. I also gather old towels that need to be cleaned, my sheets, pillowcases, stuff like that, blankets if they're dirty, and I sort them into different piles. Now, if you watched episode 71, we talked about laundry supports. And in that hip tip, we talked about, separating clothes into different piles. It can be jeans, reds, that kind of thing. And then we talked about, making sure that we gather all of the clothes because we don't want to do the laundry a million times, right? So if you haven't seen episode 71 of Laundry Sports, go back and watch that before you start this one. It might help you out a little bit. Now, after I do my gathering and my separating, as you can see right now, I have a pile. I have towels, I have blankets, I have clothes in here. And my priority right now on laundry day is to do my sheets because I like to change them every 2 weeks and get them clean. So I'm going to take my sheets and I am going to get them ready to throw in the washer. Now, everybody's washer is going to look a little bit different, but for purposes of knowing what the parts are, this is the basin where you put the clothes, and it'll move around a little bit. That's how it agitates or cleans the clothes. Some washing machines gauge how full your load is and base the amount of water they use on how heavy your load is. This is the container for the softener and the detergent. And I'm going to move it down a little so you can see softener and detergent. Now, it gets a little bit dirty, and that's okay. After I am done doing the wash, sometimes when it's still wet, I'll wipe it down. It's just a random cleaning tip. But if I'm going to do bleach, I have a compartment for bleach, and it specifically says liquid bleach only on there. And I don't want to put anything in there other than bleach. I don't want to put my laundry detergent where it says softener, and I don't want to put any softener where I put detergent. Now, I always go ahead and put my clothes in first because I want to see how much detergent I really need. So I'm gathering my sheets, picking them up and tossing them in, and the whole time I'm kind of just shaking them out to make sure they're not in clumps, and I'm monitoring how full my basin gets. Now, it looks like I might be able to fit a couple of small towels in, some dish towels, but what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to put in too much stuff. So this is a pretty good size load, but if I keep putting stuff in, it's going to get too full. And although it looks like there's a lot of room in there, there's really not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little hand towels out, and I'm going to just wash the sheets and this blanket. Now, the next part is, the second part was pick a pile and put it in the washer. So there's my pile and I put it in. The third one is pour the soap in, right? And the softener if you use softener. I don't use softener here. I use laundry detergent, which comes in a variety of different smells and containers. And as you can see, it spills a lot. So I have a little mat that used to lay, actually it's still there, on the counter so that in case it spills, all I have to do is pull this little mat up and it doesn't ruin my entire shelf. So there's that little tip. But you can get Tide, Gain, whatever suits your fancy. If you have allergies, I would pay attention to what kind of soap you use because it might irritate your skin. So the next thing we said was pour in the soap or detergent. Now here's the tricky part. We don't want to put any more soap in than we actually need. And just because we put a bunch of soap in does not mean our clothes are going to be super clean. All it does is just creates more bubbles and you're wasting soap and your clothes are still getting clean, but it doesn't end up making them any cleaner than they would be. And it also might leave a really weird residue on your clothes. So anyways, just pay attention to how much you're putting in. Now, oftentimes it comes with a cup, but mine has a pour spout, so I don't know where my cup is. But if you absolutely feel like you need to use a cup, I use 1/4 of a cup from the kitchen. If it's a large load, if it's a small load, then I'll use 1/3 of a cup. And I just poured in my detergent hole right here. But you see on there, it says max right here. I don't want to put any more than this line right here. So when I'm pouring, and I'm going to try to do this with one hand, I'm going to put my spout over and I'm going to let it flow out. And it's slow going right now because I'm running low. So what I'm going to do is tilt it a little bit. Oops, it dripped over. That's okay. No big deal. And I'm going to stop right there because I don't need any more soap than this fill line. When it starts coming through the max letters, because there's holes right here, then that means I have a little bit too much. If you get a little too much, that's okay. What I would do is I would go ahead, depending on how much it is, I would either use a spoon to put it back into the container or a cup if you have the laundry cup. And if you get too much in the cup, then you can say, okay, well that looks too much. So try to use the cup if you can. Anyways, so I've got my detergent in, and like I said, I spilled a little, that's okay. I'm going to close it. And then what I'm going to do is look at my settings on my washing machine. Every washing machine looks a little bit different. I have random settings where I can do normal, heavy duty. If I am washing my curtains, I'll do heavy duty. If it's a really big blanket, I'll do heavy duty, deep wash, all that. But usually what I do is I'm going to turn it on and I'm going to do a quick wash. Like I said, this might look a little different on yours, but wash, rinse, extra spin, spin. Because what happens is when I press start, it's going to lock and it's going to weigh how much laundry is in there, and then it's going to begin pouring water out. It's going to rinse it, it's going to spin it, which is a little bit loud, but that's towards the end. And then when it's done, it's going to sing a little song to me. And my favorite part of laundry is the wait. So listen for it to finish. Also listen for weird noises. There have been times where if it's a little too heavy, it'll make a sound. If for some reason I end up putting too much soap in there, then it might make a little noise because there's too much soap. It'll do like a weird bubbly sound. You have to really listen to it though. But I just listen and I just wait. I'll do things like my dishes, I'll go get the mail. I can leave it because I trust that it's not going to go anywhere. Can you hear it? But I am going to listen for that ding to go off because once it's finished, I want to take it out immediately or as fast as I can, because the longer it waits in the washing machine, it starts drying out and then it starts smelling really moldy. I have a really bad habit of leaving towels in the wash and they stink. So if you happen to do that and your clothes smell really bad, what you can do is run it back through on a rinse and spin with some vinegar in the water. Just pour some vinegar in the laundry detergent slot or on top of the clothes, and then let it do its thing, and then take them out and dry them, whatever you need to do with them. The last little tip that I have on washing your clothes is making sure that you don't put bleach in unless you absolutely need to. There's a reason why we have detergents like this that are bleach free, because bleach turns your clothes white, and it's a pretty heavy chemical, so you don't want to do that unless absolutely necessary. And honestly, I think I've only done it one time in my life, and it was because I accidentally got all my socks turned purple, and so I had to put bleach in. But otherwise, I would just stay away from it. Softener, I don't typically pour it over my clothes unless I don't have a drawer for it, because it leaves oily spots. I don't know about you, but it's happened to me a few times. When that happens, what I do is I just take the shirt and I try to put some cold water over it gently, try to massage it out, but it doesn't always come out. So anyways, while I'm waiting for my washer to finish, I am going to go get some work done and do some other tasks around the house. I'll see you later.